I'm so sorry, Blackjack, coming in here saying hi, and the first thing you have to hear is that. I was stuck in a bit. I needed to continue. I'm sorry, kind of, maybe.
Hello and welcome to the AWKWARDCast.
No, that would be a very
Isn't that
shitty
a great
opening.
way to start?
No.
Isn't that a great way to start the show? Is just saying I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm
Hold
sorry.
on, I'm gonna sneeze.
Super gross.
Allergies. Really
have
fun.
you ever tried not being allergic?
Have you?
Yes, constantly. It just doesn't stick. Hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast with Ayn Wye and Keyframe. Wonder about random drivel.
Hi guys, welcome to our monthly counseling session where it's just us.
Exactly, and
So-
you are our counselors basically. Hi chat, we are here to lay down on the couch and be like, you see my childhood? I was on the swing on the playground, and Timmy didn't push me. He just didn't push me. He pushed all the other kids, but Timmy did not push me.
Yeah, all he did was throw a polo bracket at my head, and now I have a Harry Potter scar.
Oh no, this was my sister.
Your sister did that?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, this was something else. No,
Wasn't that the kid who took over your role in the circus or some weird bit of Ayn Wye lore?
Yeah, exactly. So he became the child prince carnival in the next season, while I was sent to boarding school.
And got what was it? Didn't your parents forget to vaccinate you while you were at that boarding school?
Oh yeah, that was 5 years at the boarding school. A lot of stuff happened during those 5 years,
I know,
including me suddenly developing whatever Röteln is in English. And they were just
scarlet
like,
fever.
and my parents were like, yeah, we are doctors. We just assumed we remember to vaccinate all our children.
I didn't know if I could say that detail. It just will never not be funny of the two medical field parents forgetting to vaccinate their youngest
children.
Only, not just them, the youngest and only boy. And it's just like, oh yeah, we forgot about you. Oops. I have to know, was it one of those situations where they just forgot to vaccinate? Like, were your other siblings vaccinated for that thing, or was it a family trip to the needles?
No. I mean, keep in mind, I'm 7 years younger than my youngest sibling, so we are really lore dumping today a lot. So no, they I'm pretty sure the other ones, because they were all closer together, they had a little bit of a routine to get all the stuff done. But yeah, by the fourth one, after a 7-year break, they were like, yeah, we know how this goes. We know how this goes. We got this figured out, right? You know, when you this weird, there's probably a paragraph of a graph of competency for something you do, and it starts obviously very low. Then or maybe a little bit up if you have some kind of talent.
So it means, does that mean that like your parents peaked at their second kid in terms of
maybe it's a third kid?
Maybe at the third,
I'm the
but it
fourth
definitely
one.
Went down by you.
Yeah, because then they were too confident in their skill without having actually mastered it. But then again, I don't think it's a good thing to master having children, because at some point...
No, then you just get like the Duggars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like...
or I was thinking of the Monty Python sketch with every sperm is sacred. Then they get sent to the factory.
It's like the it's like the defense thing in the Legally Blonde musical where they're saying like, but why now? Why this sperm? Also, if we're going by the logic here, every single ejaculate emission that the client made that wasn't made for procreation could be called reckless abandonment. By the way, I guess I could talk about that in media, because I showed Max the Legally Blonde musical this week, and that was a lot of fun.
So I guess you know your media.
Oh, well, one of them.
Yeah, it's a Just Us show, so we are probably going to talk about a lot of things. Just Us show talks about it.
But I know that you went to go see a movie this week.
I did went to see a movie, yes. And I might actually have that one even prepared, so let me go there first, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, so I watched a movie
Mm-hmm.
about Ken. Barbie was kind of missing. That was weird. But no, the Fall Guy, which I didn't realize when we actually went there.
That's by the Bullet Train people.
It's by the Bullet Train people, who are, if you are not aware of, the Bullet. If my memory doesn't betray me, the director of Bullet Train and of The Fall Guy is a former stuntman himself. So
Yes, they have a really good knack of making good movies that you think are just going to be popcorn films, but
yes,
are actually just like really good movies.
yes. Also, fucking Ryan. I want to go back to this. Fucking Ryan Gosling is ripped.
I mean, like, hey, it Ken helped him a lot with building all
I
that.
guess so, but I mean that is a Chris Hemsworth torso right there. I'm not sure. I mean, he has also the long Thor hair, so maybe there was Chris Hemsworth in this one shot just for this scene, because I don't think there are any more shirtless scenes for him in the movie. But
He's
I was just for a little bit of spoiler. I mean, this is like first 10 minutes of the movie. He has been out of the business of stuntman and worked as a valet. And he looks like this? Excuse me? I want to
Life
look
isn't
like
fair.
this. I mean, most unrealistic part of the movie.
This movie, I think I saw someone on Twitter say this. This movie is if the ending of Barbie wasn't that, I guess, spoilers for Barbie, if Ken went into the real world instead of Barbie. And Barbie stayed in Barbie land.
But no, not to, yeah. I completely blanked out
Good
there.
job,
Okay,
man.
good job, indeed. So that movie. So I wasn't really sure what to expect after the trailer. I'm not even sure if this is the trailer that I originally saw. But it felt like, okay, in the trailer it was like, okay, a lot of stunts, movie set, and shit gets real somehow. Something real goes on. That was all what I got. And my impression was like, okay, it's getting like popcorn, some silly shenanigans with a love interest that the protagonist gets his arm candy, stuff like that. However, no, the movie had like, I mean, here's the fun thing. So the movie, from my impression from the trailer was like, action, funny, with a little bit of romance, sprinkled in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was action, because it was a movie about a stuntman and also a little bit of an homage to stuntmen in general. It was funny because there was a lot of humor and laughing moments in it, and there was a romance in it because, yeah, there is this woman that he had a crush on, and they are talking a lot in flirty ways. However, all those elements are a lot more fleshed out and more thought and competency put into it than you would first expect. So the romance is actually not just he's a boy, he's a girl. Do you need to say anymore? Isn't it? Can I be any more obvious? No, it's like, no, they have actually like development, chemistry. It's not just run of the mill love story. So kudos for that. There's actually interesting development and interactions and chemistry going on. Then when it comes to the action, they make it a very clear point to not be to actually have a lot of practical stunts in it. Like, the effects are all practical. They are actually doing stunts, as you kind of should do if you're not just I wouldn't call it virtual signaling, but whatever you would. If they would make a movie about stuntmen but then do everything in CG, it would be kind of like,
It just kind of it'd be ironic if anything, but like I don't know, it would feel wrong.
Exactly.
Wrong.
Very, very cynical to go in there and make like, oh yeah, let's celebrate Stuntman by doing a lot of CG special effects. And so, and on that note, they also made it basically that during the credits there was a long ongoing reel about the actual stuntmen, like showcasing them and giving credit to the actual stunt people who helped to make this film about stunt people. So, yeah, overall, I would say, like with Bullet Train back then, go watch. This is really good shit, people.
Well, I have an important question about this. The dog. Was he a good boy?
Oh, he was. I mean,
does he do? Look, I know this director started his directing career with co-directing the first John Wick movie. Do not.
No. He was mostly a good boy, but he was French.
That is a deal breaker.
You see. He. I mean, he seemed to basically understand literally
instead of
everything.
Going woof woof, he just goes wee wee. But like,
I mean, basically, he could understand every single, no matter how obscure command, but only if you talk to him in French.
Oh wait, that's what? No.
Yes.
Okay, but that's actually a normal dog training thing, though. Is that you train your dog. The command words are in a language that is not the language that is spoken by people around you. A lot of people train their dogs in German.
Huh. So do we.
Okay. But no, it's because that way no one can,
accidentally
distract your dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why, but I have actually never seen it in practice.
Yeah, but I've seen it in practice.
I mean, it makes sense to do it, yeah.
Yeah, but silly mink, all dogs are good boys. That is true. But look, this dog is a paid actor. If he had to act like a bad boy, I need to know. That's just because no one should, unless you're in the movie Cujo, you shouldn't pay dogs to act like bad boys.
I mean,
because that's just propaganda for cat owners.
I mean, the dog in this movie has a very specific trick that it can do and performs multiple times. And
is this like the dog in Deadpool that humps everything? Like,
no, it is not. But okay. I just watch the movie and then judge for yourself if it's a good boy or a bad boy, depending on the trick that he keeps doing. But yeah, anyways.
You don't have to say what it is. I'm going to make a guess.
Yes.
Does he bite people's crotches? Like as an attack?
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction.
That is your prediction. Okay, chat, what is your prediction?
I would train my dog to do that as a way of defense.
I guess this works as a defense, yeah.
I mean, yeah, look, statistically, if some dude comes into my house and has dangerous intent, I could just say, "Hey, Lupin, go, Svi," and then he just chomps down on the jewels.
If go is the command for biting somebody into the crotch, hey, I will be back. I just go to the store for a moment.
But no, like,
how did your meeting go?
Not good. But yeah, you would recommend. Is there anyone you wouldn't recommend? I guess people who didn't like Bullet Train.
Who didn't like Bullet Train? I believe the problem was that too few people saw it. I mean, if you are.
What do you mean too few people saw it? It was a box office success.
Was it? Okay, because I had the feeling
it made like $240 million.
Okay, then I'm happy to hear that, and this probably also explains why what's his name got to do the next movie as in Fall Guy.
David Lynch.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just like I had the feeling at the time that nobody talked about it or was aware of it when we were in, and so I was a little bit like. But hey, I'm glad to hear that I was wrong. I'm very glad to hear.
Hold on, let me double check something.
Maybe it was a German thing that in Germany it didn't get good publicity.
Well, I wonder if I mean, it also could be the big thing that it was very big in international, like worldwide audience. Because this movie, it could be like how Pacific Rim did really good in like Asian countries, and that's why Pacific Rim was like such a box office success. Because Pacific Rim didn't make nearly as much for Western audiences. But and action movies tend to do really well overseas.
Because I mean, okay, who would not like this? I mean, if you don't like stunts, then a movie with a stuntman as a protagonist is
if you don't believe stuntmen deserve Oscars, then don't watch this movie.
Yeah, or action in general, then probably wouldn't enjoy it. It's a good point from Denim. It's less violent overall than Bullet Train. So there is
it's based off a television show that wasn't violent in the first place, so...
I mean, that doesn't really mean much in the age of adaptation.
I know, but still, I'm just saying. It is a show based off of... It is based off something that, like, inherently... You expect it to be more violent of a concept if, oh, hey, the main character is a character who puts himself in dangerous situations on the regular as a job.
Yeah. But so
I'm gonna probably be seeing it this weekend. I mean,
good call.
I like David's stuff because he was also the director of Hobbs and Shaw, and I love Hobbs and Shaw. He has a good library.
Yeah. What he had something else also that I noticed.
His whole filmography is that he was the co-director of the first John Wick, but he wasn't credited for it.
Oh, right.
He did Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, Bullet Train, and now Fall Guy. He's not doing Deadpool 3, which, okay. I don't know. I'm nervous about Deadpool 3, if I'm being honest.
Rightfully so.
I mean, here's the thing. If there's any character that can handle multiverse, it'd be Deadpool. And hey, they're going to still have it be R-rated, but I don't know. I don't want Deadpool in the MCU. I just don't.
I mean,
I just want him to be his own little thing. Is that so bad? Funny enough, when the director was a stunt performer, he was a stunt double for Brad Pitt back in the day.
Oh yeah, which makes it extra funny that he got Brad Pitt to be the protagonist in
I don't know why there's
Train.
a helicopter flying over my house, but I'm not closing the window.
Well, they're onto you. You better run.
Oh.
But
it's also apparently he was a stunt double for Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is I didn't know that Jean-Claude Van Damme didn't do his own stunts because like. Wasn't he already like an action person?
Yeah, but I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme, I believe, was a martial artist, so he maybe did all the martial arts himself. But when there were stunts that were like flying out of jumping out of a burning building or car crashes or something, maybe that's when he had stunt doubles.
I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. But like, yeah. So, anyways, what else?
You talked about this.
Oh yeah,
one.
Legally Blonde. Yes. So during TV time this week, I showed Max one of my favorite musicals. Honestly, the musical that got me into musicals, which is
from when?
I mean, it was the first pro shot that I think I ever saw. I mean, the musical itself was made in like 2004.
Okay.
So like, and the pro shot was 2007. I liked musicals beforehand, like animated ones. I'm saying this is what got me into like stage musicals.
Okay.
But this is Legally Blonde based off of the movie Legally Blonde. What a shock! And I adore this fucking. I think this musical is better than the movie. Some people think that that's a controversial statement.
And, I mean, it has the benefit of when was the movie?
2000. We talked about this during TV time. This
Probably,
was this was only made like 4 years after the movie,
Okay.
because the movie was 2001 and this was 2004.
So the benefit of being able to have a little bit of hindsight and being able to improve on the hindsight, not that much. I mean, 4 years are still around this era. Things did change. But yeah, also like no, we noticed like certain aspects, like
Especially
dude.
and Elle and Emmett's relationship,
Yeah.
because wow, the original movie, they didn't develop it at all. It was just, hey, Luke Wilson's here, and at the end they're engaged.
Can I be any more obvious?
Obvious. It really felt like that. Also, Warner's less of a dickhole in this musical compared to the movie, because they actually ended on good terms. They merged two characters together in the musical, though. So take that.
Oh yeah,
how
yeah,
you
yeah.
may. Also, I would argue what the professor does in this musical to get Elle to slap him compared to what he does in the movie, this one's a lot worse. He just straight up kisses her in the musical. I think in the movie he only like puts his hand on her thigh, which is still gross and you shouldn't do to someone without their consent. But like, one's a lot more
Intrusive?
obvious. Yeah. But no, I just really love this musical. It's a contemporary musical and it's also very happy. So I guess if you don't like happy things, not for you. I mean, when you look at this cover art, also, yes, the dogs are real. There's an actual Chihuahua in this show.
I mean, in the first few minutes.
No, he was also in the second act.
Was he really?
He was, and then there was also the bulldog, which was Paulette's dog.
Yeah,
and
that
he
one
was
I do
also a very
remember.
good. He was also a very good boy. But so is the sequel down the line? No, we don't talk about the Legally Blonde. We don't talk about Legally Blonde 2. I had to explain the resolution of Legally Blonde 2 to Max while we were watching it, and saying it is dumb enough. I don't want to watch it with how dumb it is. You want gay rights to be earned by two congressmen having gay dogs? That's the resolution in Legally Blonde 2. But anyways, yeah, so I just really like this one. The actress who plays Elle in the musical is such a ray of sunshine. I love her to death. Also, the actress who plays Paulette is also so good. I love her so much. I'm so happy they did not try to do a fucking Jennifer Coolidge impression. So you don't have to worry about, hearing this the entire time.
Yeah, I mean,
like
nothing against Jennifer Coolidge. No, she has a certain cult following and everything, but in a musical, you don't want to have this voice.
Yeah, you don't want to hear Bend and Snap sung by Jennifer Coolidge. I don't want to hear Bend and Snap. Like, no, I don't. There's a time and place for Jennifer Coolidge. The time and places are the actual Legally Blonde movie and American Pie. Like, not the Legally Blonde musical and the other American Pie movies. But, like, I don't even... Was she in the other American Pie movies? I've only seen the first two.
I believe that at the second one, she comes in at the very, very end for a cameo. Like the entire movie,
yeah.
it's a will she return or not? Since the dude who has a thing with her is the entire time like, oh, I can't wait to see her again. And then it's like super pent up the entire movie, and then I believe she returns but only a cameo.
Only a cameo. They couldn't afford Jennifer Coolidge, and I guess that's an indicator of the budget of American Pie too. But they can afford Tara Reid, but they can't afford Jennifer Coolidge. Does that mean Jennifer Coolidge is really expensive, or Tara Reid is just really cheap? That I'll let you think about.
I mean, also the question, like at the time of the movies, were they already household names?
That's a great question. I mean, American Pie is what got Tara Reid to be famous. So...
But then, like, in the second part, maybe she didn't have that.
Yeah, that is true. But Yeah. Either way, the musical. I just
Yes.
really love it. I'm going to be the most biased person because this is like one of my favorites. I think all the songs are really good. Uh, it was in that era of musicals that I think, like 2000s musicals, that I think we don't have anymore, where it was the perfect balance of songs that have belting and stuff and emotion, because I feel like a lot of modern musicals, like, I don't know if I would say Hamilton onwards. Hamilton didn't start it, but two like 2010s onward musicals. A lot of modern musicals feel like talent shows more than you are watching a play, because there's no unique voices anymore. Every woman needs to be able to do a whistle note soprano, and every guy has to be a belting tenor.
Hmm.
You don't get unique. You wouldn't be getting like a Bernadette Peters voice or like a Patti LuPone anymore. We are lucky that we got an Idina Menzel. I'm just saying, because everyone just sounds the same nowadays. Legally Blonde's in that nice bubble where it was like talent show, but also unique voices. And I mean, it also has Christian Borle in it, so I'm obviously gonna be fucking fucking biased because he plays Emmett, and he does Emmett so well. It's the perfect amount of asshole, and also really sweet, and I just love it. It's a good romance, good songs, and you can watch it for free on YouTube because it's one of the few musicals to get an actual pro shot released to the public, which is insane to me.
That reminds me, I should take notes.
I mean, like, I can count the amount of musicals that have proper pro shots on, I think, one hand. Because you got Cats, because that was from the 80s, Legally Blonde, Shrek.
Shrek had a pro shot, what do you know?
Yeah, it was on Netflix. The SpongeBob musical, and Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
I literally can't think of another 5. I'm not counting the Prince of Egypt musical because I'm pretty sure that's not on Broadway. But I know that apparently it has a stage pro shot because it was shown in theaters. I want it to be on Broadway, but I don't know if it ever will. But yeah, those are the only 5 that I know.
Yeah, I don't think there are more.
Yeah, and I hate that. And okay, like, I will say this, and then then I'll be done. But like, I know that like a big argument people make for why they don't release pro shots is, hey, that makes going to see it less special, which I think is like the most classist thing you can say. Because like, Broadway musicals cost so much money. and like, my compromise is, I understand if you don't release the pro shot until the entire original cast is gone. Let's go. If we went back in time and went to see and go to Wicked, right? When it was still Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel as Elphaba and Galinda, I would understand not releasing a pro shot of Wicked when they were still performing as them. Because it's a hit musical, you want people to go to it.
Yes.
But when both of them leave, you're losing the 2 biggest names on the playbill, and that's nothing against who plays them next. But you know, that's the reason. That's the those are the actresses that people are buying the soundtrack for. You can release the pro shot then. Not releasing it now just kind of makes their performances lost media, which is stupid.
Plus, there's also the aspect of which makes it so weird that it's more money. Even if you go completely cynical about it and are like, don't you want to squeeze out as much money out of your
Hamilton was one of the most streamed things on Disney Plus for 2 years.
But I mean, it also had like the staying power to also stay a theater play. But still, just saying, like, the pro shots. I see pro shots as an additional source to make money. Why are they not tapping into it?
I don't know, and what annoys me is that I know people who work on Broadway, and they have assured me every show has a pro shot in a vault.
Oh.
Because they record them for advertisements, and they also record them for Tony consideration.
Huh.
So there is, maybe some of them are not the dynamic camera shooting pro shots that some things have.
But still.
But there are pro shots of everything. There is a pro shot for Beetlejuice out there with Alex Brightman, and I want it. Like, it's just, I don't...
Avenue Q Broadway version.
That's the thing. The West End production of Avenue Q got a pro shot. I don't want to hear British people. I want my original Kate Monster in Princeton. Thank you very much. Like, it's just, it's such a theater kid thing to complain about. But like, you can't get mad at people for recording slime tutorials, aka bootlegs, when that is literally the most accessible way a lot of people will access these musicals. Like, people get mad at that stuff, and I understand to a point. If you have your fucking flash on while you're at a stage show, you're
okay,
an
that's
asshole,
a different thing. Yeah.
And you're an asshole, and I hate you. But like, a lot of people get into musicals because they see bootleg shots of it. I don't think the Moulin Rouge musical or Beetlejuice, for that matter, would have gotten as popular as it did if people didn't see clips of those people performing.
I mean, I wouldn't even know and love Avenue Q without the leaked footage of it.
Exactly, because that's the thing, is that musicals have the thing, I believe that there are plays that are good soundtrack musicals and that are good narrative musicals, and sometimes you can have both, where you can listen to the soundtrack of a musical and the soundtrack stands on its own. You could just listen to them without knowing the narrative purpose. However, there are just a lot of musicals that benefit from knowing what's going on and seeing the visuals, and that's where the leaked clips help a lot. It's just, it's like Dear Evan Hansen, good soundtrack one. I don't need to see that in person. But like, Avenue Q, I need to see the puppets to truly appreciate these fucked up Sesame Street songs. Like, I just, sorry, there's your Chrissy rant for the day. I'm sure Enigma is very happy about that. But like, go watch Legally Blonde the musical. It's so good. If you want to see where Vox got his start, go watch that. I really enjoyed it. But yeah,
well, then.
that was my main rant. Did we watch anything else?
I mean, we have our ongoing watch of Adventure Time.
Yes, we're in that weird part of season 6, everyone. Those 2 seasons that were split into like 50 episodes each.
Good times.
I think the best part about watching the shows is that we usually watch like 3 or 4 episodes, and it just becomes a progressive thing of, okay, this one was... There's a pattern. I feel like they have a pattern of 3 stupid and or philosophical episodes, and 1 episode with like a lot of fucking lore in one part, and it's like...
True that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm also just checked my phone, what else I'm currently watching or stuff. So I recently, in the last couple of weeks, finally finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
Because I watched the first attempt when it came out back then, and it was the hot shit. I watched that one all the way to the fantastic movie that it ended in, where they are suddenly in a castle in a World War II scenario in the real world without alchemy, but there's a dragon, and it was wild. It was wild. But now I finally watched Brotherhood, which tells the proper story and has a proper ending and everything. But yeah, as anybody who is into anime will tell you, it's good. It's really, really, really good show. Yeah, good stuff. The one thing is probably that the beginning is the first couple of seasons are speeding. Basically, up until the point where the story between the original anime and the Brotherhood diverge. Up until this point, they speed through the plot in Brotherhood because it's like, yeah, that has already been animated. And this first part of the original anime was, it still had the book to the manga it's based on to go by, so they were a pretty accurate adaptation before they then did the Game of Thrones and were like, well, we caught up to the manga. And unlike Game of Thrones, they didn't get any I assume, because they went so far off the rail, they didn't get any cliff notes on where the story is supposed to go. So they even, for those who do not know or whatever, let me give you this much. So, in the anime Full Metal Alchemist, or the story, the manga, everywhere in every iteration, there are homunculi, artificial humans, who are, because the Japanese people really like this, are based on the 7 deadly sins. So, I mean, they do that. They really love all those Western concepts.
I guess because, Christianity is not the main religion there, so I guess looking at the concepts of that, they're like, oh, that's cute.
I mean, half the deadly sins are pretty cute, so... Lust! How is lust a sin? Guys, that's a good shit. But no, no, but yeah, they have those homunculus who are based on the 7 deadly sins. They managed, in the original adaptation, to reveal a character to be a homunculus, who is actually in the original story a homunculus, but they assigned him the wrong deadly sin. And because they hadn't revealed, all the homunculi by the time they got there, or the lore behind the homunculi in the manga by the time the first anime got there, they also made up their own lore for the homunculi, which is not the right. They guessed, they took a shot in the dark, and they missed so hard. It's amazing. And then they also made up additional homunculi because not all of them had been revealed in the original show, in the manga at the time yet. So it's, in hindsight, it's very fascinating how they just were like, okay, we ran out of source material, now it's time to come up with stuff. So,
it's always fun when you have to do that.
Exactly. But yeah, so I now finished the true adaptation of the complete story, not just the adaptation of the beginning of the story and then people writing their own fan fiction about the rest. Yeah, good shit. Can recommend. I mean, if you are into anime and you haven't watched Brotherhood yet, you are
kicked out of the high school anime club if you haven't.
Basically, it's
next you're gonna say you haven't watched Bleach.
I mean, I started watching it, but
or Soul Eater or Naruto.
But here's the thing. That Brotherhood has over all those mainline shonen anime. It's tight. They produced it after the fact. They don't have fillers. It's an ongoing, continuous story. It keeps constantly developing. It doesn't have this kind of serial thing where each arc goes to a different island on the Grand Line and then we move just on to the next island. It's a tight story. So that's something where I can't blame anybody for not watching Dragon Ball in completion, because 2 episodes later.
How dare you?
I watched it. It's Dragon Ball is cool, and it's but I also read the manga.
Speaking of anime.
Oh yeah.
So I was just working last night, and I saw that my good friend Derek was in a call by himself, and I entered being like, hey, what's up, bud? And he's like, oh, we're getting ready to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Do you wanna be around for it? And I'm like, sure. I have not watched a JoJo.
Oh my. I only watched one, and
This was me blind reacting to a JoJo episode. I'm just gonna say the plot of this episode. So they're in Pakistan for some reason. Great
JoJo's
start.
get around. They get around.
Yeah. So it's Joseph, Josuke, some blonde guy, and they stop at this town, and everyone in the town is acting weird. Turns out that the townspeople are all corpses. Sure. They enter an inn that is being taken care of by an old woman. Turns out the old woman wants to kill the blonde guy because the blonde guy killed her son. But the blonde guy doesn't know who this old woman is, so he treats this old woman really nicely, like a Boy Scout. Meanwhile, we can hear the old woman's thoughts the entire time, and she's saying stuff like, "I'm gonna rip your dick off and shove it through your throat." This is an actual line. Also, the blonde guy seems to have a running gag where he is always looking for a bathroom. Don't know. Derek just said this was a running gag, so I guess this happens in multiple episodes. Also, there's no TVs that work, which is very important because apparently Joseph Joestar's stand, which I only found out about during watching this, is a stand that's able to project people's thoughts into televisions. Sure. But anyway, so the woman activates her stand because she's a stand user. Her stand is called Justice, which is this giant cloud of smoke that if you have even like a little scratch on your skin, it will go into your wound and and suddenly you're basically like a meat puppet. So, blonde guy is running around being like, I can't get hurt. But, and he's hiding because all these corpses are being controlled by Justice, including a dead baby. And so, like, he's hiding in a closet and he looks through the keyhole and one of the corpses stabs a knife through the keyhole. And luckily he backed away, so he didn't get stabbed in the eye, thank God. But he got stabbed in his tongue. So Justice was able to go through the tongue. And what does the old woman do? Not kill him. Makes him clean the bathroom floor with his tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so they have a fight, Jotaro. Jotaro activates his stand, beats up the old lady, and the way that he defeats her is by sucking up her stand and basically suffocating her because he just fucking sucked up the dust like it was nothing. I don't know what Jotaro's powers are. I don't know all I know is that he turns purple. Like, it's just...
What was the color of the baby zombie?
Skin colored?
Oh, okay. So it's not this one.
No.
Okay, because this is also apparently from JoJo.
Of course it is. It also just ends with so also the woman's not dead. They take the woman with them. But the episode just kind of ends with Joseph giggling like a fucking school. If you ever wanted to hear Jigen from Lupin giggle like a schoolgirl, he's giggling like a schoolgirl because the blonde guy had to clean up the floor with his tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and that was JoJo. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I mean, I tried one as well. I watched an entire installment. I believe 3. JoJo 3. I mean, it's like with Lupin, they have those...
There's different parts. I think
exactly.
This is from a part 3 episode.
Oh, it could be. The zombie town sounded vaguely familiar, but it has been like... Oh no, age reveal.
Years.
Easily over a decade since I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this that old? Shit.
Wait, hold on. JoJo part 3. Stardust Crusaders. Come on, give me the... Don't tell me when the manga was released. I want the anime. Anime... 2019.
20. No.
Oh no, sorry, 2014. Sorry, I'm looking.
Still.
But in English it was 2017.
Still, I have not watched this that recently. I'm pretty sure.
Well, then you
Maybe it
watched
was
a different part of. Then you probably watched Phantom Blood.
I don't know.
'Cause-
I watched the one with this JoJo.
No, that's Stardust Crusaders. That is the one that happened in 2017.
Yeah, where they start. He starts in prison. They get him out of prison.
Yes.
They travel a lot through a desert. They
Yes.
have the little dog who can talk.
Yes, this is all part 3. This was 2017, which is not 10 years ago yet. You just have no concept of time because time doesn't exist.
Then I watched it already in Berlin even in my second flat.
I don't know. JoJo just kind of exists. Either way, I watched it, and then they put on a second episode. And I was like, okay, now I need to know what happens next.
Oh, this was all one episode.
This was all one episode. The second episode is even more insane. So, like, they go to another town, and then there's a new villain that comes in, because all the villains they fight are, like, disciples of Dio, the vampire man. And his name is Steely Dan. Because that's the thing, if you don't know JoJo, everything is named after a fucking rock star or a song. And his stand is called Lovers, which he says is he says that it's the weakest stand.
Mm-hmm.
The stand's ability is literally, it puts a bug in your fucking brain that if you hurt Steely Dan, whoever has the bug in their brain, it hurts them too. So he takes the little bug, like he puts his stand inside of Joseph, so, old man, and basically tells Jotaro, okay, if you want to beat me up and fight me, you're going to hurt your grandpa. And so the entire episode, so the rest of it is, Joseph, blonde guy, and, oh yeah, there's also a redheaded guy, don't know his name, whatever. They shrink, apparently using purple magnets, Joseph's power, to project the inside of his brain into a TV. They shrink their stands down to go fight the bug brains, which can apparently disguise themselves using the other person's brain cells. That's a terrifying concept. Meanwhile, Jotaro is following Steely Dan around as basically a little boy slave, and the entire time you're watching these two, and I'm like, are they gonna kiss at some point? Because they have such, like, there's tension that you can cut with a knife. He also, does the guy who made JoJo have a thing for licking? Because, like,
because
he makes,
you've seen
well,
the GIF.
Not just that, because the last episode had blonde guy licking up the bathroom floor with his tongue. This episode had Steely Dan make Jotaro lick his shoes.
Well,
but like, yeah, so, and they defeat Steely Dan and everything. What's hilarious is that during this entire time of Steely Dan dicking Jotaro around, is that Jotaro has a little notebook and he's writing stuff down, and Steely Dan's like, what are you doing? And Jotaro's like, oh, I'm just writing down your tab of how much ass whooping that I owe you. after my grandfather gets rid of your stand, because it's on site. That episode was better, but like, oh, that's the ginger guy that's helping blonde guy and Joseph with the brain bugs.
Kakion.
Yeah, sure. I don't know anyone's names.
I'm just reading from the chat.
But like, he also it was just the, I don't know, that this show's fucking wild, man. If I have to say anything about JoJo, it is a lot funnier to watch with people than by yourself. Because misery loves company, and so does emphatic confusion. Also, Matt Mercer voices Jotaro, which is very fun. It is very fun to hear Matt Mercer yell Rio, 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 Rio just over and over and over again when his stand is beating people up. JoJo has a weird thing of name that dub person, because it seems like everyone is in JoJo. There's like a fucking Lupin reunion in JoJo, because Joseph is voiced by Jigen, the blonde guy is voiced by Zenigata. I know Lupin is in the show, like Tony Oliver, and I think like there at some point in any part there is a Lupin actor in there. And then like Ben Diskin's in it, so Haidia is in there. It's just like what fucking Rina-chan, Kira Buckland, going back to the Pony days, is in JoJo now because she's Jolene. And it's just like, is there anyone we don't know who's in here? Like, how many fucking anime voice actors are in this?
All of them.
Your friend legally changed his last name to Joestar. Fucking nerd. Well, I mean, I respect it, but fucking nerd. But yeah, that was my anime. I'm trying to find new animes to watch. Because I just keep rewatching the same, like, 5 Toonami shows over and over again.
I just started watching Princess Jellyfish.
I've already watched that.
Okay. Then there is an anime on Adult Swim that I need to watch that just came out. I think I sent you the trailer for it. Could be.
Sorry.
Then there's Frieren, of course. Frieren.
I don't know that one. Unless you're pronouncing it weird.
Oh, I'm pronouncing it correct because she is named after the German word for being called.
Ah. But there's a... What's it called? I kept seeing the trailer for it while watching Smiling Friends, because that's... Oh, okay, I've seen this show.
Yeah, okay. How can you have seen it and not know Frieren? Because they actually pronounce it Frieren.
Ninja Kamui. That's the show that I've been meaning to watch. It looks interesting, because it's basically like a ninja who's like ambushed by assassins, and he's going to avenge, very, very blue-eyed samurai kind of thing, but not a period piece. I imagine this is going to be a very bloody show, so it's not a show for the faint of heart.
Oh, wow.
I also need to watch the new Pokemon seasons, because I've heard they're good, and I need to see how they do Pokemon without Ash in it.
But yeah, talking about Smiling Friends, so we try after your praising advertisement last week.
Oh, okay.
So we watched. So we tried it. We watched the first 2 episodes. And
it's a weird show, so like it's not gonna fit everyone. But like,
yeah.
Wait, so first 2 episodes. So the pilot with Desmond, and the second what's the second episode?
So the first one is
the second episode's Mr. Frog. How can you hate Mr. Frog? It's Mr. Frog. Hello. Like, come on.
If you didn't hate it, just like sitting like, the episodes were shorter. We have a little bit of extra time. We could watch a third one. Nah.
You guys but you guys have missed the murder episode.
I guess so.
You gotta give it more of a chance. Come on, they're 11-minute episodes. You're gonna miss out on all the memes. Because Smiling Friends is like adored by like 90% of the population.
Are we talking about the same population?
Chat, back me up here.
It might be middle millennials downwards or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Zoomer humor.
I don't even think it's Zoomer humor. Like, a lot of people like Smiling Friends. Like, it's like one of the Max is place in about smiling friends, and I am furious, says Wolfhead.
Yeah, I see it.
I just like, I don't know, what about it didn't click?
You just explicitly asked me to prove a negative. How?
I am asking, what did you not enjoy about it?
It was not enjoy. We were just sitting there like, oh yeah. I mean that the art style is ugly. Everybody agrees. That's the point of it. So the art style was not the problem, but we were sitting there. Just didn't see what all the hype was about.
Okay, well that was just mean, Matthew. I'm not embarrassing myself. I'm literally asking for an opinion. Because I haven't heard a lot of people have negative opinions about smiling friends.
Oh no, I don't think we have negative opinions. It's just like, yeah, as you said, it didn't click. We were just like,
Wolfhead, I'm buying a ticket to Germany.
Hey, we have a comfy IKEA couch, so you're always welcome.
It's okay, Wolfhead. I'll just visit and make them watch the rest of it. Because at some point it'll be my turn to pick what we watch during lunch. But okay, I mean that's fine. No one has to like everything.
We tried it, and
I'm glad that you at least tried.
Exactly.
I am so sorry for you guys being lost on so many jokes for the next like 4 weeks because the new season's coming out, so everyone's gonna be quoting things that you don't know.
I guess, but yeah. I mean, we probably wouldn't get it anyways.
I'm so sorry that you will never understand the fantastic, underrated video game character of Gwimbly. But you know what? I'm just happy that the show exists because, like, a lot of internet animators get their first studio credit with this show, which just makes me happy.
Yeah, I'm again. It's just not ours. So and if it would have been like you would have said like, oh yeah, the first 2 episodes, but with the third one, it really with the third one, it completely hits off and changes.
I mean, like
But we were also like,
I said last week that it's a hard show to pitch because it is a weird show. But as someone who grew up on Newgrounds, like it very much, I guess that's the audience. If you grew up on Newgrounds, you would really like the show, and that is kind of where I came from.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I watched my Salad Fingers back in the day, but after that, I
then you missed the 3rd episode where the creator of Salad Fingers is actually in the episode. Yeah, David Firth plays a shrimp named Shrimp. That is his name.
I see. But yeah, Denim, what did you miss? I confess that we were both not really getting into the entire Smiling Friend thing.
And he got really defensive because I asked what did he not like. You don't need to get defensive. It's okay.
I mean, I'm not even defensive. I'm just like, it's not that we disliked it. We are not sure what we are supposed to like.
That's a fascinating question. I'm not sure what are we supposed to like. I mean, ain't that a philosophical question for the ages?
I mean, Desmond cleans up nicely.
But yeah, no, okay, I know something that I can recommend that I know that you two have seen and at least enjoyed.
Okay.
Because I kept linking stuff to you guys, I found a YouTube channel that is my exact type of humor.
Yeah. Then I was already speculating if this would be your media today.
What, Solid JJ? Look, the only way that I could describe his videos are they start as an earnest video and then go into an It's Always Sunny conversation. Because a lot of how the characters talk to each other gives me It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia vibes of how the characters talk to each other. But yeah, it's just this YouTuber who makes a lot of videos where it's essentially slideshows. Mm-hmm. With top text, bottom text memes.
Oh, great advertisement! Let's look at this character.
But they're like, but yeah, it's just he does a lot of ones with like the Justice League and Pokemon and stuff, and they just start to have off the rail conversations of like things that you would get if you were a fan or if you wanted to be weirder. Wow, you picked a really weird one to be the video example.
Okay. Speed reading was a fun one.
Speed
reading was the first one that I saw. Did you also send my way?
I linked this one to you because I was like, this feels like, I think I even said that was like it feels like a that stupid topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, this whole video is just about Superman and the Flash explaining why super speed is actually a terrible fucking power to have.
And like just to give you a guide, this is how it's voiced over as well. So this is how it sounds.
Yes, and I just adore it because his Justice League characters are also weirdly consistent between the videos. He knows how these characters are, and I don't know, I just really love it. I think if you like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia dialogue, you'll like these YouTube videos, because they don't go like, I can't say that they don't go crazy. There is a whole video that has Meowth saying he killed John F. Kennedy. So like, but I love these videos, especially since a lot of them are, DC characters. As someone who loves DC characters, it also works. My favorite one of his is Batman joins the Justice League. And the whole plot of it is that he sees all the people who got brought onto the Justice League before him, which includes 3 different Green Lanterns and Gleek and a Apache chief and stuff. It's such a fucking if you want that one, that's the one that has the thumbnail of saying I'm going to unalive myself.
Oh my.
I mean, it's worse in the actual video, because in the actual video he says, I think I'm gonna kill myself. But I just love these. If you don't, I feel like you can love these even if you don't know DC characters or Avengers or Pokemon, because they're just really funny. There's one that I also really love, which is the Yu Yu Hakusho one, where he's having an existential crisis, where he's like, why does it matter? I'm just gonna I saw that there's an afterlife. I don't care if I die. I know that there is something afterwards, so why does it matter? I'll see you at the pachinko machine in the sky. What? There's no gambling in heaven. I want to live! It's just, it's so good. It's been hard to find really funny YouTube channels nowadays. So,
Yeah, also
watch this
video
one.
essays, yeah.
I mean, I love video essays, don't
Same
get me
here.
wrong, but it's hard to find good comedy.
I mean, I got excited a moment ago when I saw that Friendly Space Ninja, there he is. Friendly Space Ninja has a new video out, and it's apparently, when great movies flop at the box office. Oh no, now I'm sad because now I'm seeing what it's actually about. Oh well. But yes, it was another good
Also,
channel.
speaking of YouTube, your girl got on Yai finally.
Oh boy, she sure did.
Not for any of the photoshops I've done for this fucking TV show. It's for me making a fucking PewDiePie tube simulator joke to give a eulogy to Jax Films' failed game app. What I love is I looked up the stream, because he streams him recording guys live, and he was like, fuck. He was so upset. He was like, oh, it's PewDiePie's too. Damn it. But I made him laugh. He audibly laughed at it. So I'm proud of myself. But it was great. I had it on the other screen while I was working, and I just saw the particular pink twinge of my profile picture, and I was like, wait, is that me? But yeah, so I can now say in my descriptions when I'm in con books, I'm like, content creator, been on member of DA Games, Saberspark, Friendlock, and on Yai.
Have it in your Twitter bio. Made Jack's film laugh out loud during Yai, and then try to get onto the next Fix My Bio.
That's an amazing idea. I need to get the specific number of yai for this, and then be like, "May Jack's Films laugh at timestamp in yai episode."
Exactly.
So now I could say I've been in a Tomska video and I've been in a Jack's Films video, and I didn't even have to show my feet for the Jack's Films one.
Yeah. And you made it on the internet's darling podcast, the AWKWARDCast, regularly.
Yes, I did.
Very recurring.
Totally. Very recurring. Almost like I'm here all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all the
I
videos
have been here the whole time. Oh, have we ever advertised Game Changers on here?
Oh, we should.
We should watch Game Changers. It's hilarious.
Watch Game Changers. It is legit, like, one of the funniest shows we watch on TV time consistently.
It's
if
like
if either of us are in a bad mood, we're like, turn Game Changers on.
Yeah, it's like I kept laughing out loud so much that I had to explain myself to Denim. And then at some point I laughed, and she was like,
Game Changers.
Another Game Changer. And I'm like, oh no, it actually was something else for once. Because the assumption was like, he is laughing out loud, must be Game Changers.
It must be Game Changers. But it is literally a laugh out loud show.
So when we had the one episode, the D&D episode, or the table, the RP, no, what do you, pen and paper episode, no, also not. Whatever we want to call it, RPG episode.
The one shot?
The sea one, the one on the sea.
Yes, yeah. It was basically a D&D one shot.
Yeah, it was basically a D&D one shot. When we had that, I was like, we reached the end of it, and
it was a good episode, but it wasn't laugh out loud.
Yeah, and I wanted to laugh out loud. You know, this was
so
immediately
next episode.
Exactly. This was immediately after not so happy events on my end. So
yeah,
go into my Discord, into the Fur Noodle channel for more.
Jesus. Okay, but like,
no, don't, because I don't want to talk about it now. That's the entire point.
Yeah, but no. But the next episode was so
laugh out loud
funny.
again.
But like, one of my favorite moments of watching Game Changers though was we were in California, and we were watching the opening of the new season, and so the third season was during the pandemic, so they were at home. Usually it's on a soundstage. And it was a guess who this person is, because the person had a mask, and it was like yes or no's. And
so
the
good.
entire time we're like, yeah, but I'm saying what our reactions were. But like, we were like, is it this person? Is it this person? What the fuck? I think you even said like, is it this person? It can't be this person.
Yeah, I
Holy
recognize
fuck,
them.
it is.
I recognize them. Especially after a few of the questions, I was like,
it can't be. What? I mean, like, one of my favorite moments though was us watching one episode where it was like no one. It must have been the season finale of the before the pandemic, where it was like they had to go to the back to say if they knew what the bit of the episode was.
Oh yeah.
And I predicted it.
Yeah, you predicted it. You figured it out. Not significantly before the first cast member did a guess.
And like when we fought, and I just remember the pride I felt when I was like, I got it right.
Yeah.
And it's one of the funniest fucking reveals in the show. There's an animation of it. Watch the episode first, but then there Ink Blue, the person who does all the Drawfee animations, animated it. Yeah. And it's so good. I mean, just to say, my favorite cast member, because they have a rotating cast of who's on the show. The host is always Sam, but like my favorites are whenever they have Brennan and Keith. I love Keith.
You put me good. Keith,
AKA Grant. AKA Grant from College Humor, who just looks
Keith.
exactly
same
sounds,
mannerisms and everything.
We also discovered got famous for porn without the porn kind of thing, where it was like...
No, that wasn't Keith.
No, it wasn't Keith. Who
No,
was it?
no, that was Keith. It was a long-haired religious, like the dude who
Oh,
grew
the
up.
long hair. Luke. I think his name was Luke. But like, yeah, it was from the Never Have I Ever episode. Yeah, they had someone on who I guess was like famous for putting videos on Pornhub that was like POV. I tuck you into bed after a long day, and it's like not sexual at all.
And yet he made enough money through it to get him through something, some financial crisis.
Yeah, which is like amazing.
Yeah, it is.
But no, Game Changer is amazing. It's on Dropout, which Dropout's $5 a month, and it has a million shows. We're only watching one of them right now, but I'm sure we'll expand to the other ones at some point. But like, support it. It's really good, and it's from all the best people at College Humor who made a much better platform. So go watch Dropout.
I would agree.
Go watch Dropout, and there's even some Game Changer episodes on YouTube. So give it a watch.
That's true. I could link the Game Changer playlist. So yeah, good call. That's perfect way to get into the show.
Yes.
Just checking out.
But I think that's all our medias for today.
Plenty of it, yeah. Unless you want me to go into video games. Oh boy.
No. We already have an hour for questions.
It's true. Twitter. J-Rock.
Oh wait. We didn't. Oh, we're terrible people.
Oh, we
forgot to talk about the art of the week.
The V idiots.
Yes, this is drawn by our own idiot Lauren.
You see, it's like the cast of the three idiots, but as the V's from Aspen Hotel.
Yes, all this makes me look at and think of man, we should all go to a con together and be the V's, because we would pull it off. You would pull off Valentino very well, and I'm sorry that it has to be a character like Valentino, but like it would work. You get to just walk around dressed as a pimp all day, so I can't
finally get to wear this boa out in public. Yes.
The worst part is just it would be very warm.
Let's go for WinterCon.
Hell yeah. But like she just did a really good job with the artwork. I love it. She had to be like, so do you want the TV head or not? And I'm like, I don't know. You decide. She convinced me. The TV head works. You know, just put a tuft of hair on top of it and anything becomes me. But yes, thank you, Lauren. You've been the art of the week for 2 weeks in a row, I realized.
I realized too when I didn't have to change the little... the name of the artist. Like, oh, that makes my life easier. Great.
So I guess what we need to do is we need to commission Lauren every week for a new art of the week.
I mean, if she keeps doing commissions and we have the necessary funds to commission our own fan art.
I don't know if that's sad or narcissistic.
And if it's kind of an insult to our fans that they are either not artistically talented enough to be like, you know, we get plenty of art from our fans, but it sucks so hard. We rather commission our own fan art.
No, just that was like, ooh, that hurts.
Nah, it actually doesn't, because we don't even get the fan art, so... I mean, DA Radio, you get plenty of fan art at DA Radios. I need to be sick to get fan art. It was still a very lovely piece, so thank you, Noisy Paper Dragon.
Look, it's allergy season. Just go and, like, I don't know, eat a pile of pollen, and then you'll probably be stuck in bed for a few days, and they'll take care of you. But anyways, question time.
All the time. No, you see, but this is something else. If you don't call it your own fan art, but then again... anyways, questions, yeah. J-Rock!
First question.
Would you rather...
Yes.
Yeah.
No, yes, J-Rock.
Would you rather... Disney edition. Oh boy. For both, would you rather make a deal with Hades or Ursula? Oh right, I saw this before. That's a good question.
Make a deal with Hades or Ursula?
The two deal makers in Disney canon.
Hades, easily. Because here's the thing. Well, when you think about it, Hades keeps his bargains. Like, he always upheld his deal. He was not, he was a scumbag, but he always upheld his deal. Ursula was not. I mean, full-on saboteur.
But Hades also was full-on saboteur.
I feel like it's more so with Ursula, because I feel like Ursula also gives, like, her much more hard to deal with parameters. I mean, she literally gave Ariel 3 days with no voice to get a man.
Exactly, but Ariel agreed to the deal.
Yes, but I'm saying those are compared to the parameters.
Hades forced Hercules to do the deal under duress because he held Meg hostage in front of him.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at Meg's deal with Hades,
are we back to battle bracket? Who is the better deal maker, Ursula versus Hades? So let's go.
I'm saying that when you look at Meg's deal with Hades, because Meg's deal with Hades was saving what we found out to be Narcissus, life with her soul. Here's the thing: besides the fact that she has to deal with Hades and everything, she never was in, like, at least from what we saw, completely abusive danger being Hades' lackey until the very end, when she basically went against her deal. So I'm just saying, in terms of fairness, it seems like Hades is just the better deal. Also, I wouldn't turn into a weird worm thing, so that's a plus.
I mean, I have the feeling why Hades is so much more appealing looking in on it. He is a very entertaining character in a comedy, while she is just an actually menacing... I mean, they're both villains, but yeah, she's an actually menacing entity that gives you goosebumps, so... Yeah. But no, my answer would also obviously be Hades, because he you see, if I am already selling my soul away by somebody who is probably going to outsmart me and have me fucked over in the end, then I would rather do it to the fun guy.
Well, that is true. There you go.
And then again, tentacles.
But then again, you still have to look at Ursula's face.
I mean, she can pull it off. I mean, not the face, but no, she makes the look work.
Anyways, there's our answers as Hades. Or I guess if the tentacles get involved, then I guess Max switches to Ursula. A centrist as always. But does J-Rock have any others, or?
No, that was Twitter. It's all you know.
Oh boy. Let me get back to that server. Because for some reason I clicked away.
No, don't click away.
There we go. Let's see. Never a Nobody asks. So most animated shows have always had some form of question of whether science or magic is better overall. So now the question lands to you. Science or magic?
We assume, of course, that magic is real because otherwise there wouldn't be a question.
I mean, yeah, so we are putting this in the hypothetical that magic exists, which I feel like is such a vague parameter because level... Because we know that science, if we're going by our world, science has a parameter.
And I mean, here's the thing.
Are we talking like witchcraft magic, Wiccan magic?
Yeah, that's also the thing. Like, magic is also like there are bazillion different magic systems. I mean,
it's like low fantasy versus high fantasy.
Yeah, there is like consistent magic versus bullshit magic.
Are we doing like pseudoscience where like we fucking live in the Star Trek Orville universe, like? Are we saying teleporters exist? We need parameters, man.
Yeah, do we have the thing that magic is technically science, but the one that is not properly grasped?
Yeah, but
So-
this has turned into us critiquing your questions.
Magic
so,
is just cool. Or we come back to my refrigerator, which is magic. I have a magical refrigerator.
It is not magic.
It
It's just
is.
a good refrigerator.
No, it's
it is
a
not
refrigerator. It is magic by the actual definition of magic.
high-level
Shit,
magic
it's-
that can affect people and things on a grand scale.
It's
What,
just
versus
still-
just normal science? Like, it's kind of obvious what I'm gonna pick.
Unless
we're
we're talking sci-fi science, so
Yeah,
basically
like,
we are at the Rick and Morty episode of one of the early seasons where he has all those cursed objects and he just sciences the curse out of it, and so only the devil's paw, the monkey paw thingies, where he just curses the negative out of it and just hands out cool
Okay. Also,
items.
high-tech science that is severely advanced. Okay, so are we picking fucking Harry Potter magic versus Star Trekian science?
No.
'Cause that's what I'm
Star
picking.
Wars science.
But Star Wars is a fantasy movie. It's not science.
You know what the
They
phi in sci-fi stands for?
It is fantasy. Star Wars is a fantasy with space wizards. Like, the Force is magic. Fuck that midichlorian. I've had this argument before with people. It is a fantasy movie with science elements. It is not sci-fi. Does not mean for science fantasy. It's science fiction. Fantasy is also fiction. That doesn't mean that science is fantasy. Anyways,
But okay, but
I am still picking magic.
But there is still what magic? I am a fan of Brandon Sanderson. There is magic in a new magic system in every single franchise he comes up with. And they are high level that affects people and things on a grand scale.
So our answer to you is rewrite your question and see us after class.
No, but that's the thing. No, I don't even think that there is a realistic way to rewrite the question in a way where we don't have the problem, unless he gives us a specific magic system from a specific franchise
like,
and a specific sci-fi.
universes.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to reword this question into
Ooh-ha.
a would you rather.
Okay. Wait, let me put on my interested GIF or my kind of GIF.
Okay.
Oh, it's also magic. I didn't even realize that it's a
Yeah, it
magic
works
piece
out.
one. Hey, cool. This all worked out. Yeah.
I mean, like, it was gonna work because I was gonna use Little Witch as the kind of thing. So I was gonna say, would you rather be a witch / warlock in a magic universe like Little Witch Academy,
Mm-hmm.
or would you rather be someone who has access to the science and technological science of Star Trek Lower Decks?
Which admittedly is more off the rails than the Star Trek main lines. That's true.
It's also the Star Trek that I know you've seen the most recently.
The most recently is true. I mean, I probably have watched more Next Generation and Enterprise and stuff simply by the fact that there used to be more episodes of it.
Why not both? That defeats the purpose of a would you rather.
That's a fair point, yeah. That's... Matthew, my boy, let me explain you the concept of a would you rather question. Imagine yourself in a room with a gun to your head. You have option A and option B, and you have to pick, and you can only pick one.
You can't pick Q. Like, it's just... Oh.
No,
God.
you see, Little Witch is a thought-through consistent property, not like Harry Potter.
Yes. Oh, God. But yes, so I'll let you take this one first. What would you rather be in? Or have access to?
Lower text sci-fi versus Little Witch,
Witch's magic.
magic.
And this has the qualifier that you're able to access both, you know. Because there are just humans in Little Witch, but no, you have the ability to use and learn magic. And I guess you would be on the Enterprise if you were in Lower Decks world.
You see, now we have the problem that you bring the worlds into it.
God.
Because I don't know if I want to be stuck in the Star Trek world just to get access to the technology, because it's a very stiff universe, and what I enjoy it good and well enough, but living in it, it's a very sterile universe. Then again, I actually like
Okay. These magic and science systems have isekai'd themselves into our current world. Which one are you picking? You are turning pink with laughter.
That helps. A reverse isekai always makes everything easier to comprehend. I appreciate that. Definitely. Name me a single reverse isekai where stuff gets more complicated through it being a reverse isekai.
That was my answer. Just
I see. I haven't watched Little Witch in forever. I guess I go with Star Trek but that's the thing. I'm just more used to technology. Where in Little Witch, it's a magic that you actually need to learn your way into. It's very it's not a very mechanical thing. So it's it's actually tricky to master for somebody who is very, very systematic approach operating like myself. So out of necessity, I would go Star Trek, because then I get a doohickey and I can just use it. While in Little Witch, you need to figure shit out, and then you need to trigger. You go all trigger to actually be able to fly your broomstick and shit. So I need something that is user friendly. Sorry. What about you?
I'm just more looking at Enigma being like, how this simple question is made to overcomplicate. No way! Simple and vague are not synonyms, bud.
Dude, you cannot just ask magic. Do you know how inconsistent magic is? You have franchises within there as magic. Take the DC universe and the sources of magic they have in there. They are all over the place. It's almost like they have invented individual stories with their individual power sets and then merged them all together into one cohesive universe, or one shared universe, but without the cohesion.
God, I feel like I'm listening to the one JJ Solid video where Mr. Mystificalic, the God, and they're like, we have so many ideas, and fucking Green Lanterns is like, I got it, why don't we fight evil Flubber? And it's like, you confuse me! But no, I'm gonna pick the Little Witch magic, because it's cool and flashy, and also, to me, I feel like science has a finite point where you kind of just have to wait for the technological advancements. Magic, because it's an innate part of the universe and nature, is fairly infinite, so there's always a higher place you can go. So that's my reasoning here. Oh, this question gave me a headache.
Well, let's see if I can ruin the next one too.
All right, let's see. Would you rather refrain from speaking? Well, okay, I guess we're not answering it then. Saying, would you rather have the nose of a dog or the eyes of a cat? Do cats see in night vision? Is that the thing with cats? Okay. Would we also get parameter question. Does that mean we just get the abilities of them, or do suddenly one of us has thriller eyes and another one has a little puppy nose? This is important. Does this affect
that
the
is very
aesthetics?
important. Yeah. Odie, I hope you are here to answer our counter questions. I haven't seen Odie in the chat. But wait,
yes.
Odie just posted a question 7 minutes ago. Odie is here.
Yes, so Odie must be here.
Explain yourself.
I am going to make the executive decision that yes, aesthetically, you gain puppy nose or cat eyes along with it. Humanized proportions of these things, but cat eyes and puppy nose nonetheless. I guess I'll go first since I answered. God, seeing in night vision would be great. However, dogs' noses are insane. They literally train them to smell diseases and bombs. So
And
like
carrots in your hand luggage.
and carrots in your hand luggage.
Random example.
Do you know how many people I could inconvenience with being dog girl? I would be able to just be like, hold on there, criminal. You have the money from the bank down the street in your pocket, and that smells like more than just a normal withdrawal. Like, I think that would be so cool. Also, I could get a job at the airport and detain so many people for having snacks in their bag.
And I know how to inconvenience you when you are a dog girl.
Why? But that's the thing, dogs like smells like that, so that it wouldn't be an inconvenience. I probably would feel very confused about myself, but I wouldn't mind it as much.
There's a drop on for affinity for that.
See, the sucky thing would be if you had the hearing of a dog, because that would just hurt. Because then someone, if you annoy someone, they could just have a little dog whistle and go, yeah. Scooby, Chrissy. I mean, hey, it would make any furry cosplay so much easier because I would just have a dog nose already on my face.
True. And what is it again? Rock and Rule?
Yes, I would look like a rock and roll character.
Exactly. I hope it should be fine to show it, right?
Yeah, an image.
Because rock and roll is so weird. They are just basically, and it's in the furry fandom. It's an absolute cult classic. But I mean, okay, from the side you see a little bit more of a non-human nose.
Because aren't they like rat people?
I don't know, but at the end of the day, they just have those little blebs in their face, and this makes them.
It's like, oh my god, it's like goofy, it's like Goof Troop characters.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
are not Goofy, Max, Pete, and PJ. So like Roxanne, who is literally a person with a dog nose.
Yeah. So yeah, even the dog nose is visually could be worse. So I guess, yeah, whatever. I take the cat eyes. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, I don't want to be exposed to all them smells, right? So that's the thing. Smell. What do you do against all the smells? Like run around with your nose plugged up? Well, no, what do you do against all the seeing? Bam, problem solved. So here's my ring light. Hey, everybody, I have a ring light. Who would have guessed? Everybody who knows that I have one. It's not a secret. Anyways, I go for the cat. Also, look, the cat eyes. I mean, if I would have those cat eyes, I could get all the ladies. Looking like the end of
Thriller.
I could get all the furry ladies specifically. And maybe some...
Is it the same thing with dogs? Do cats see less color than humans?
Could be. Maybe. I don't know.
Because I guess that's the downside, is that you would just be colorblind. What colors do cats see? Cats can see colors, but not as many shades as humans. Cats can see shades of blue, green, and yellow, but they can't see red, orange, or brown.
Curious, since red is such an important color in nature.
Yes. You'd think that that means that they can't see blood.
Exactly.
That's very interesting.
Because they are predator species. How do they track a wounded animal? Anyways,
I'm sorry. I just want to. This was the image that came up next to the little info blurb saying the information. I love the cat on the right.
Oh no! Why would they? Why? What's this the right one?
It's an orange cat. That's the answer. Orange cats are just all kinds of stupid.
This is propaganda. This is anti-orange cat propaganda. As a person who just got agreed to getting cat eyes and is a little bit ginger by myself, I am not okay. I am not okay with this anti-orange cat propaganda. I call bullshit. Moving on to the next question.
Oh god, amazing. Oh man, there's not really any other questions. Let's see. because the other two, one question is just asking if we've had any like wild animals or pest infestations recently, which
we did.
Well, okay, you can tell that story then.
We have been fighting and
the gnats
almost
are
losing.
they back?
No, not the gnats this year, but for weeks now we had an ongoing battle. You saw me like a crazy person running with like a wannabe kid playing Ghostbusters, running with the vacuum through the flat. Like,
What, to flies?
moth. We had a moth infestation.
You had Mothman.
We had a moth army. We had a moth legion. It was like it was. I mean it probably. I mean we had all the ferret blankets in every corner. And I mean, usually due to their nature, they need to be switched out and washed regularly. But yeah, that was the first one. We first had the ones not in use, stacked in a giant pile. And at some point, this was the first where it all started. And at some point, we just saw more and more moths around it. And then we found all the cocoons and we were like, fuck! So the entire stack went through the washing machine and we got a plastic box where we put them all in. But at this point, I guess it was already too late and they had officially taken
Made
over.
their home.
Exactly.
Oof.
And it was like for weeks, if not months. Eventually, we ordered more. We finally we didn't order. We were the entire time like, okay, what kind of anti-moth stuff can we get? Because we cannot go chemical warfare because we had little animals living here and we wanted to only get rid of the moths.
Yeah.
So we needed to find nature's solution, and at some point not too long ago when it got extra bad again, we were like, okay, that's fucking it. We don't like blowing money up Uncle Bezos' ass, but we went on them Amazon and got ourselves okay, I see. I'm guessing I know what's coming.
What's coming?
We got ourselves the big family pack of everything you do not you want to use to kill your moth. This box of anti-moth comes with 30 cedar wood balls, and not just that, for the price of only $9.99. I don't even know how much it costs. You also get on top of it 6 hangers of also cedar wood. And this is not all. We also have 5 bags of lavender. I repeat, 5 bags, plant full of lavender. And last but certainly not least, because today is your special day, we give you an additional 30 rings of cedar wood. This is your anti-moth family packet.
Has it worked?
Events came together, so we don't have ferret blankets around our flat anymore, but instead we have all of those around anymore. And after some additional violent hunts with the vacuum to get the current population under control, we see the occasional 1 or 2 around, but other than that, it's the war seems to be over. It's like combined with a little bit of spring cleaning and everything, the war is over.
The war is over. You're free. You're free until the gnats start coming through the sink drain
God.
again.
Don't remind me of fucking gnats. I saw the first net like 2 or 3 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks ago, and I was like, don't you dare. We just overcame one crisis. Don't you dare. So far they haven't taken over, but
War
with the moth,
never changes.
Basically, with the moth, it was our fault. We had fabrics. We had pet-related fabrics. We also had just fabrics. I found one of my piece of clothing that I had worn, but I hadn't worn it to the point where it needed in the laundry. So I put it back onto the shelf, and it sat there for far too long. So the little bit of human juices in it, plus it being in a horizontal state, was like, this is Mostropolis.
Yum.
Yum. So this was definitely on us and the fabrics we made available to them. The nets I am still insisting that Nets is some neighbor who fucks us over because we make it so sure to have no food for the Nets lying around in our flat, and yet
time to pour boiling hot water into your drains. That's how I kill them.
I mean, I use. Oh, that's a good idea if they really come out of the drain and this is their hideout. But yeah, I mean, my tactic used to be I still had some leftover spray deodorant and I had a lighter.
Oh, okay.
But Denim officially forbade me to use that for net hunting anymore. So
no, but that's fun.
I know.
That's fun.
And
Denim,
effective.
come on. I'll give you $20 if you let them do it. It's $20. Okay, we have one more question. This is a good question.
Let me get the propaganda out of here that you somehow smuggled onto the...
Yeah, I put Max. I want cat eyes. Max's cat eyes. What, you are confirmed to be an orange cat. You're a little Garfield.
Propaganda! Anyways, bring us home.
Anyways, I think this is a great final question.
Okay.
Which is, from refrain from speaking, what's your favorite way to tell someone to shut up?
Okay. What is your favorite way? Because as a person who is normally nice to people, I think you're always trying to be nice, and you are also a creative person. So you must have creative ways to shut people up.
That is, you would think. Let's see. I mean, I know one of my favorite ways when I hear that someone is like singing really badly. I asked them who's the artist of the song that they're singing. You know, if someone's like da 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 da, and I'm like, oh, who sang that? Oh, blah blah blah. Yeah, let's keep it that way. That's the thing. I usually only tell the people I like to shut up in creative ways because they're worth the effort. I mean, another good one is well, anyways, like my way is that I don't tell them to shut up. I just try to move on really, really fast.
Well played.
I did have one great moment recently in a call where people were like, "Damn, Chrissy's cooking tonight," where I was showing a clip of something, and my friend Gerber's sister named Addie, she was like, for the screen share won't turn on. This person, I love her to death, but you would not believe that she's younger than me with how little she understands technology. But like, and I just said very quietly, everything with you is a task. And everyone was like, Jesus, Chrissy, why? Keep in mind, me and her are friends, so this is just normal conversations that we have. I went and apologized to her later because I really should have used that on Jay, because Jay was being a little silly boy in the video games we were playing that night by fucking running us all over. But no, sometimes I have good zingers, but I think it becomes more of a surprise when it comes from me because I am a fairly polite person. But what about you? I mean, you're a lot more blunt than I am.
That
so I
true.
feel like you just tell people to be quiet.
Basically, so that's the thing though. If it's sort of, they just keep chattering on, and I'm like getting to the point where I'm like, nah, my time is more valuable than that. I'm just getting up to them, looking square into the eye, and I'm like, my dude, you need to shut up. This is getting awkward.
Ayn Wye and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random crap. Time for awkward
It's the awkward.
Random guests and funny gags on the awkward cast. Artwork and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.